they do in Nigeria. So I'm not standing on any existing protocol. I will say to you that I do not believe that people who have not done excellent jobs should be called excellency. Neither do I believe that people who have behaved dishonorably should be called honorable. I'm very glad about the topic that I have today, enlightened youth and Nigeria's democracy. Democracy is everything. A lot of us have been brought up, we've been conditioned to believe that politics is dead. But guess what? It is politics. It is true politics that the people who are going to make policies that make or mar our lives come into office. And therefore, every one of us, we have to be interested in politics.
Oh my goodness. Knowledge, knowledge, knowledge. If you're knowledgeable, you can get anywhere. You can speak. It doesn't matter how you look. It doesn't matter how old you are. But when you have that knowledge, whether they like it or not, the will come to you. Because there's something that you have to offer. So it's very important for everyone to ensure in being enlightened that they acquire as much knowledge as they can. To go beyond what course you're reading. Read widely. And today we have books, audio books. So you don't even while you're watching, you're also reading, you're learning. And then when you get to places, you're able to speak. Because at the end of the day, Nigeria is as good as its citizens. And you are the citizen. Enlightened youth is what we need in this country. People who do not allow religion, tribe, gender, age to divide them. People who stand and ensure that the right thing is done. I say to people, how do you know you are the tribe you are? How do you know you are the tribe you are? They told you, right? You grew up with your parents and they said you were a certain tribe. Why if tomorrow your parents are supposed to say, oh, you know, you were actually adopted and you are from a different tribe? And probably you'll be hating that tribe. What then happens? Together, it's how you work. Divided, you definitely will be conquered. And in today's politics, a lot of people have decided that what they will do is to continue to divide the people so that they will get in there. And they tell you about religion, they tell you about ethnicity, they tell you about gender and all of that. Does hunger know gender? I'm asking a question, does hunger know gender? Does hunger know religion? Does hunger know tribe? Have you ever gone to the market to buy something and they say, oh, what tribe are you? And you told them they are tribe and they gave it to you for free. If that doesn't happen, then why would you allow each to divide you? For my generation, we grew up under military. We were subdued. We were militarized. We were told that every time we had to obey, even when the men shouldn't be obeyed. But your generation shouldn't make the mistakes that we made. We stayed away from politics. We stayed away and said it was dirty because we were conditioned to believe that it's dirty. It's not. People sometimes, as I was coming in, the conversation we had that okay, democracy probably has failed in Nigeria. Democracy hasn't failed. We have not engaged with democracy. We've stayed away, we've been aloof. We feel pride. It's something of a pride for someone to say, you know, I don't do politics. I'm not partisan. But we are all political animals. Every one of us here today, what you're wearing today is not the only cloth that you have, is it? Is what you are wearing the only cloth that you have? No. You made a choice. That's politics. You have to decide what color. I have a lot of hijabs. That I decided I was going to wear ash hijab. Probably would have wear white microphone and we'll be matching and twinning. But I decided to wear this. I made a choice. That's what politics is all about, making a choice. But when we sit back and say that we do not want to be part of above cycle. And people who do not take part in it invariably end up endorsing the ones who are incompetent. For Nigeria to work, we have to fix politics. We have to fix politics. Because politics is how we get the people that will be elected to get into office. And then their policies affect every one of us. They ratify treaties. They have they have this function where they check on things that are happening. And when there's an appointment, they're the ones who approve, right? And so that's how democracy works. The unfortunately in Nigeria, we don't have that. Yes, the other thing was oversight function. They have oversight function. The legislative arm is supposed to be the most powerful. But in Nigeria today, we have people who are charlatans, who just go in there, they don't know why they're there, who stand here for their own personal interest rather than the interest of the people. And the first thing they did was to change the national anthem without consulting the people. If the Nigerian people had been consulted and they decided that they wanted to be enslaved to a country that held us, that colonized us, and go back to an anthem that was written by a foreigner and throw away the anthem that was written by Nigerians, then we'll say that's what Nigerians wanted, and you respect the wishes of the people. But when there's no consultation, it's a problem. And that's why we must engage in democracy. If we had at the National Assembly, the State House of Assembly, enlighten citizens, then we don't allow this to happen. Then we hold the executive accountable. Because in the three arms of government, the executive is actually the weakest, but it is the one that has money. And then unfortunately in Nigeria, Ghana must go work for us. So people are ready to sell their soul for them to go in there. But at the same time also, you can't blame them, can you? Anybody that has paid for votes, it's no longer democracy, it's no longer politics, it's now business. If people spend their money to enter offices, they pay people to vote for them. But we don't have the moral justification to tell them not to do what they're doing because they pay for it. And if we want that to change, we must put our money where our votes are. People must be ready to come out and give of what they have to candidates and ensure they monitor them. When we have people using their own money to go into offices, what you will have is that people with competent character capacity, people who have worked for Nigeria, that have never stolen a dime, that have never done anything wrong, who will not have money to go in there. And the people who will go in there and continue to perpetuate themselves or their studies are the ones who have stolen our collective wealth, and they will use it to keep themselves in office. And when they get there, whatever we say, they will hear. The greatest room for activism, the greatest place for activism is the polling unit. That's where the number one protest starts from.